Alright, hi guys. I'm going to introduce myself first. My name is Dinh, and my nickname, like the English name for the East, for the sake of East, is the Dinh, D-E-A-N. I am now working in F-Secure as a software engineer. I have been a software developer for 4 years, and now firstly thank VDS for giving me a chance to stay in here and to that I can practice public speaking. Yeah, I'm not really good at it. This is the very first time I do it in English. Yeah, so yeah, please spare me if I make some mistake. So as you have know about the topic today is about understanding the making of the web app. As you have know, the web application is now kind of a standard. It is very standard nowadays because it's the technology era. Tell me one of the web app that you are using yesterday. Today. Every day.
Facebook.
Facebook, yes. Anything else?
Gmail.
Okay, Gmail.
LinkedIn.
LinkedIn, yes. So everything you just mentioned are the web application. Yes, everything. Everything that you saw on the web is the web application. So what is the web application? The web application is a digital service that are created to solve your real life problem. For example, like there is a guy, he realized that the taxi ride is very expensive and he doesn't want to take the taxi, but he still wants to go to that place. So he thinks if there could be any driver goes to the same way as him so that he could share the gas, the fee and stuff, and that's why Uber appeared. So the web application, once again, the web application is there to solve one of your life. So if you have a life problem and you want to use technology to solve it, like apparently if there are many people out there has the same problem with you and that application, your idea also help them, then congratulations, then you probably have a very good business coming up. Yes. And also, so have you ever wondered like what is behind a web application? Yeah, for my speech here, to be honest, my target audience today is to the non-technical people who doesn't have any technical background at all. So I can remember some face here. They have a technical background, but yeah. So if I say something wrong, yeah, please feel free to give me feedback after the speech. Yeah. So I am now assuming that all of you don't have any technical background. So the web application, what is behind the web application? The web application, they have several layers. I can draw it here so that. So this is the. Let's say this is the web application. Inside this one, we have a lot of layers. The first layer is called database. Okay, so what does this layers do? This layer, as its name, database. So it store data, it store everything. Like it's to a business. For example, take a business. It can store the username, the user email, the user birthday, and everything like that you can store in here is called database. So the responsibility of database is to store the raw material, the raw data. I can consider it as the raw material. I will give you a very easy to imagine real life example. Okay, so let's take a case of this is Vietnamese noodle restaurant. All right. So the database here is like the freezer. Sorry for my bad drawing, but okay, maybe I note here or you have no idea what it is. So it can be the refrigerator, it can be the freezer. that store your raw material. It can be vegetable, it can be fish, it can be shrimp, it can be rice, everything. But the thing is, only those material, it doesn't make any sense yet. They're just raw material. For example, you have tomato in your refrigerator. That tomato is still edible, but it's not very good. Like you just eat a raw tomato. Maybe I can guess that you have nothing else to eat at that time and you just want to eat something. Then you eat a raw tomato. Yes. Yes, so the raw material, it can mean something, but it's not meaningful enough. So that's why we have here a thing called backend. So what does the backend do? The backend is the where in the web application. Backend is the place it will extract all the data from the database here, aggregate all of them, and try to make it as most meaningful as possible. For example, you can combine the username, the user email to create a service that you can send the notification to their email whenever there is a suspicious login to their account, something like that. Or you can retrieve the data from the user, for example, the birthday, so that you can send them a birthday wish when user login on their birthday, something like that. Like backend here is to aggregate all the data that's stored in the database to make it meaningful. So compared to the Vietnamese restaurant right here, I would call it the kitchen. Okay, so to make a bowl of Vietnamese pho, what do you need? Like you need to make a broth from the bones. You have to take the bone from the fridge. You have to put there the cinnamon, the onions, and stuff like that just to make the broth. To make it meaningful, to make it useful, because just the bones or the onion or the cinnamon themselves, they means nothing at all. Yeah, so that's what the backend do. I am also working in this area. I am working in this layer and this one. I am a backend engineer. And what the hell is this? Sorry for. Okay, so right after the backend, we'll have the front end. So the front end, the front here already says is the mean. This means that the front end is the place where the user interact with the web application directly, like clicking the button, typing the text, or navigate to another page, and then yes. So this is the face of your business. This is what people see. This is what users see, and so this front end here, like they play. I would say that it's play a very important role in the web application. I mean in the digital business. So, but please keep in mind that the web application, the front end here can be a mobile too. Can be mobile application too, not just the web application. Just everything that the user interact with your services. And the front end here, they are kind of they are easier to approach than this layer, like technically. And equivalent to this our restaurant business. The front end here is okay. Can anyone of you tell me like when you just walk into the restaurant, what impressed you the first?
Setup.
The setup, okay.
The design.
The design, okay.
The cashier person.
The cashier
The
person.
server.
Yeah, that could be that
The
too.
server,
Yeah, your server.
the waiter,
Yeah.
waitress. That's the person who.
Yeah.
Career.
Yeah, that's true. Also, so I would say that. So here is what's like the
Visual.
the Vietnam in the restaurant, what how do we call it? Like,
Atmosphere.
The counter.
no, the
Like,
just the front. I would say just the front office. No,
Yes.
the facade.
the front office here you can imagine that's the place where people sit and eat. Yes. So all of you were right. It's about the interior of the restaurant. It's about how you set up the table, how your space, and it's also the servants, also the cashier, the waiter or the waitress. Yeah, sorry.
Chauffeur, not the chauffeur.
Yeah, my bad. Yeah, but the waiter, the waitress, you can consider it's like the interior and the setup of and the design of the restaurant. They are equivalent to the things called UI in front of them. And the way that a waiter or a waitress serve a guest, it can be equivalent to the thing called UX, which is stand for user experience. So the restaurant can be fancy. The restaurant can have a really good, really have a cozy setup. Yeah, but at the end of the day, one bad waiter can sabotage it all, right? Yes. Yeah, and that's what is front end about. Also, I would like, I don't know if I am not tracking the time, but do I still time?
Yes.
Okay, so there is a bonus thing that I would like to introduce you about is there is one more role here in the web application called DevOps. Okay, so a DevOps engineer, let's say this guy is the one who will be responsible for deploy your business. He will be taking care of all these things and to make sure it operate well, it operate correctly, and he will be in charge of solving the problem when there's something wrong. So comparing to this one, I would say that properly in the restaurant they don't have such or like that. But I would say that assuming that there is a person like this one, then this person will be looking for the freezer. Like they were looking for they have to determine what kind of freezer, what kind of fridge that's suitable the most for their business. For example, they will decide Samsung or Toshiba or LG freezer, something like that. They also have to find a place, a space that to open the restaurant right there. It can be in the city downtown. It can be somewhere else in the remote area to have a cheaper price, something like that. And he will be taking care of to buy stuff and deploy your business and make your restaurant going to work. So when there is something wrong with your restaurant, for example, the electricity is down, the water is down, he will be taking care of that one. And this is the same thing with the DevOps. Yeah, I think that's all of these things are pretty much about all the layers that I would like to introduce you about the web application. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. Do you have any questions?
Oh my
Wow.
god.
Yes, yeah, lady first.
Thank you. Well, as we all know, data analysis is a buzz now. Like everyone talk about it.
Yeah.
I just wonder if data analyst and business analyst lay where in back end or data management.
They are not here. Like the data analytics, I would say that is a total different way than outside of this one. And also the business analyst, I would say that they are working more leaning on the business side, not the technical side. Like they will transform the business analyst, they will transform all the requirement from the clients and make it transform into the technical request.
So how about data administrator?
Data administrator, yeah, data administrator. If what you are asking is the database administrator, database administrator is different than data administrator. Like I don't know what you really mean in this context.
How the difference?
The database administrator, they are in charge of taking care of the database. They will try to optimize this database. They will reorganize the data to make sure that it has the best performance. About the data administrator, but I am not I don't have enough knowledge about data field, so I would like to keep the question open.
Yeah, thank you.
Yes, please.
So do front-end developers and UI UX designers do kind of the same things because they take care of the front end?
I have encountered several cases that the front end, also the UI and the UX, but nowadays because like the UI and UX is so important that it's now separated into a specific major, like the model major, and we nowadays have the UX and UI designer. They don't have to know about coding. They just need to be really good to understand the user behavior and how to design the experience to give the user the best impression about the application.
I guess in case of very complicated websites, so
I would say so. Yeah, most of the small company, they probably I would say that most of the front end developer will have some knowledge about the UI and the UX thing. Yeah, and in some company they will in charge of both of those things. Like they take care of the whole front end stuff. Yeah.
What is the difference between DevOps and CI/CD?
I would say that DevOps is taking care of CI/CD also. Yes, CI/CD is too technical. Yeah, but so I am answering to specific use though that the CI/CD is the pipeline to automate the deployment, like and to make sure that you continuously deliver new feature, and DevOps is the one taking care of that.
So DevOps is the person?
DevOps is also an engineer like that. DevOps engineer, front-end engineer, back-end engineer. Yeah, they are all human.
Good to know.
Okay, one last question.
Yes.
Can I also ask some more technical questions?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. So, what do you recommend the tech stacks for a real-time application that can serve about thousands of users at the same time? Like right now, what do you recommend?
1,000 at the same time. For the front end, I don't think of.
I would like to know more about the back end and data.
About the back end, 1,000. Like I would say that it depends on. It also depends on how many people in the team. Like for example, if there is only one backend in the team, then probably JavaScript or Python would be the best solution because they are very dynamic and easy to do and easy to implement. But if there are more people than that, I would say that let's choose some languages else than JavaScript. Even if you use JavaScript, let's use the TypeScript, something like that. And for the database, like if you need something like if you really need to analyze the user behavior or you need to do some just analyzing, then I recommend you to use the relational database. Yes, because like analyze need a lot of joining the tables. But if you are focusing more on the user experience, you want your application to run really fast. And for example, user go into their home page and you retrieve all of their information in your database. You want to do it really fast. Then NoSQL database would be a good choice.
Yes. So thank you, Dinh.
Yes, thank you.